Lokoz boxing. Jermall Charlo arrested after arguing with the waitress at a restaurant. So before we get into details, I must say that the report on this, the news report, isn't very detailed. It's very vague, so we have to read between the lines before we make any accusations or before we take anything as being the truth. With that being said, Jermall Charlo was chilling with some people at a restaurant. He tried to make a payment. The payment with the credit card was declined, and this led to an argument. We don't know why it led to an argument. Could have been that Jermall Charlo was upset because the payment didn't go through, or his credit card was being declined, or it could have been that the waitress was rude about it, or made some unnecessary comments or expressed frustration in the payment not going through. Whatever the case is, the argument did get out of hand. Some witnesses have said on the report that Jermall Charlo made a statement saying something along the lines of, "I'll fuck you all up," something of that nature. So that was obviously taken out of hand, taken out of context. It was perhaps something he said out of frustration, and it is now being treated as a threat. Following this, it does appear that there is video footage of Jermall Charlo grabbing the waitress's binder or folder and going through it, kind of looking for something. We can only assume that he was looking for his credit card or his identification or his receipt. And when he looks through it, he grabs the folder, binder, and he leaves with it. We don't know if he knew or not. It's more likely he didn't know, but there was money in that folder. And this is why the restaurant accused Jermall Charlo of theft, robbery, or stealing money from them. To make matters worse, the waitress claims that as Jermall Charlo and his people were leaving, one of them brushed up against her by accident or accidentally bumped her, something of that nature. Now she's claiming these are minor injuries that she has. So why is this happening? Well, to start with, it's happening because Jermall Charlo has money. He's rich, he's famous, he's a professional boxer. So something so little will definitely be taken out of hand. And if this were to happen to a regular person, it's not likely that it'd be all over the news. And it's not likely that the waitress would call somebody accidentally bumping into her or, kind of brushing up against her by accident as they pass. This wouldn't be treated as minor injuries. But because there's money, you open opportunities to sue the person and to take whatever you can from them. As far as the news report, that's what it gives me the hint of. It's giving me the impression that the waitress milked the situation. Now, as far as the argument over a declined credit card, we don't know what it's about, but it does kind of sound like Jermall Charlo threw a fit after the argument, because him not pulling out another payment method or having somebody from the people he was chilling with cover him and maybe they pay him back, I don't see why that would have been a problem. He has no need to take money that's not his. He has more money than probably anybody around him at that restaurant. So it's not a question about him trying to steal. It's not a question about him trying to, rob the restaurant. It's more a question of maybe he threw a fit and, he wanted to prove his point and left without paying. Took the binder thinking his identification was in there or his credit card that wasn't given back to him perhaps. At the end of the day, we'll need to find out more information. So that's what we were going to take the stance on. We need to hear from him, and we don't know what happened. Lokoz boxing.